What's up everyone, Joseph here. In this video, we're gonna take a look at the grammar that is on page 81 of the book. That's page 81 on unit 12. Modal verbs can, could, and may for request and suggestions. So, let's begin by saying that it's impolite to say give me or I want when asking for things in a store. Remember that impolite means that you're using bad manners, that you're not well educated. That means impolite. Impolite, not well educated, for example, or having bad manners. Okay, so that's what impolite means. So it's impolite to go into a store and say, give me some pain pills, or I want pain pills. It sounds wrong, it sounds impolite. And you could say it, and actually some store, it's normal for Dominicans to go into a store and say, ah, give me this, or I want this, give me that. But it's impolite, it's informal. Um, People usually use the modal verbs such as can, could, and may to ask for things. For example, can I have some pain pills? Could I have some pain pills? Or may I have some pain pills? Because it sounds more polite to say that. To say, oh, can I have some pain pills? Could I have some pain pills? And may I have some pain pills? It's more polite to say, may I have some pain pills? If you want to offer help to someone, if you want to ask someone, hey, can I help you? Or may I help you? This is the proper way. It's the polite way to offer assistance, to offer help to someone. May I help you? Can I help you? It's the proper way to ask for help. And for request, if you want to ask someone for help, if you want someone to assist you, then uh, you can use these formats and these words. Can I have some face mask, for example? In these times, we need face mask. If you go to a drugstore or a pharmacy, you might say, can I have some face mask? Could I have some face masks? May I have some face masks? This is a proper way to ask for this. It's a polite way to ask for those things. These modal verbs basically have the same meaning when used for request. For example, asking for something or asking for help. Can is more informal, could is more formal than can, and may is more formal than both can and could. So if you want to sound more formal, you use may. Can is still formal, but it's not as formal as may, and it's not as formal as could. And could is more formal than can, but it's not as formal as may. So we have seen the structure of yes or no questions with modal verbs on Unit 11. We saw that uh, those how to create questions with modal verbs. If you don't remember, I'm gonna link the video here. So, but a brief explanation how to create yes and no questions. Modal verbs, the subject, the verb, and the complement. For example, can I have some syrup? Can, the modal verb, I, the subject, have, the main verb, some syrup, the complement. So, To ask for suggestions, you can use these or similar types of questions. What do you suggest for? What do you have for? What should I take or use or drink for? Can or could you suggest something for? Can or could you tell me what to use for? For example, what do you suggest for a cold? What do you suggest for a cold? In this case, what do you suggest for the flu? Another example. What do you have for a headache? What do you have for a headache? What do you have for the cold? For example, another example. What should I drink for a sore throat? What should I drink for a sore throat? What should I drink for a headache? Another example. Could you suggest something for a backache? Can you tell me what to use for sore eyes? So as you can see, there are different ways to ask these questions. There is not like an exact format. It depends on what you want to ask, what you want to communicate. Because you can say, "What do you suggest?" or "What do you have for a cold?" What should I drink for a cold? Could you suggest something for a headache? So it's you can play with the words because there's not an exact format. You can ask WH questions. You can ask yes or no questions to ask for suggestions. So you are asking for suggestions. So the options are limitless. So to give suggestions, you can use this or similar types of sentences. You could try this. You should take this. Why don't you try this? You could get a. She should drink some. He should use something. Example. You could try this anti-flu tea. You should take this painkiller. Why don't you drink this syrup? You could use this ointment. Uh, Ointment is a cream or an oily substance that helps you with something in your skin. Ointment. You could use this ointment for a backache, for example. You can rub this ointment, this cream, or for a burnt skin, you can put this ointment here. You could also get a heating pad. Why don't you try this, because it's plural. Uh, or it's uncountable. Uh, you could try these eye drops. Uh, and those are examples. Remember that there is no clear format for how to create these questions and answers. They can vary depending on the situation you have to create, depending on the situation, excuse me. You have to create them depending on what you want to communicate. Again, you could try this painkiller, for example. You should take, you should take this anti-flu tea. Why don't you drink, why don't you drink this anti-flu tea, for example? You could use, you could use this painkiller. You could also get, you could also get this painkiller. You could also get a heating pad. Why don't you try this syrup? Why don't you try this anti-flu tea? So I repeat, the options on how to create these questions are limitless. It depends on what you want to communicate and how you want to communicate. So this is the end of the video. I will see you on the next one.